One of the questions that I wanted to ask you around this topic of like replacements of jobs or changing the way that
Uh-huh.
roles are kind of like structured within the companies. Um, a lot of folks are wondering like what happens to the entry level marketers. Like
Uh-huh.
everyone says, treat agents like they're a really
Yeah.
good, efficient intern that operates
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah.
And you're the marketer, you've got 10 years of experience, you understand the strategy,
Yeah.
you have experience, you can guide it. What about those like fresh grads? Like I know you have kids that are in school right now and they're going to hit the workplace, and like what advice do you have for companies thinking about investing in the next like workforce as these AI agents are able to replicate a lot of these like entry level roles? Like what are your thoughts with that aspect?
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows is the short answer. I think
Yeah.
it's a concern, right? I think you couple that with people tending to be not in the office with peers as much, and it's a challenge, right? So I'm not going to sit here and suggest it's not. My advice to my children, my son in particular, they're like AI natives, right? They're doing stuff
Mhm.
with AI that like blows my mind in terms of how they study, how they do research. I mean, just how they do pretty much anything. I guess therein lies a superpower, right? Like every company is trying to figure this stuff out. So how do you enable like vast swaths of your company, if not the entire company, to have these superpowers that AI unlocks? So my advice to my son is become like a super user, a power user of AI. You will be viewed as a magician, right? And this has been my advice going back for decades now, right? Whether I talk to a board, whatever, usually, not always, but people earlier in their life have, curiosity and they have more facility with tools. So find like a reverse mentor, right? We talk about
Mm.
mentorship usually in like the gray haired guys, gals, like basically mentoring down. I'm a big fan of the other direction. Have a
Mhm.
reverse mentor, someone that shows you how they use technology. Right. I have a good friend who runs a venture capital shop. I'll never forget, like many years ago, he had like a bunch of like middle school and teenagers come. They had to focus on gaming, and they basically start talk to these kids, these teenagers, about how they thought about games, and it was mind blowing, right? Like
Hmm.
the future is here; it's just not evenly distributed. Is a very famous quote. And
Mm.
well, how do you get to that future? Well, you talk to the younger generations, and you actually have the curiosity to basically sit beside them and actually watch how they think about stuff, and then ask them questions. Be curious, right? You talk about I'm a big fan of curiosity. That's how like, it's not just gonna be like, okay, well, there were used to be these entry level roles and they're gonna be the same. They're not. Let's not pretending that. Let's actually start to think about new ways, new things that we can do that take advantage of the synergy, like the combination of humans plus yes, and plus these magical agents. And I also have this belief too that like even individual contributors at any stage of their careers, they're going to be managers, right? Oh, you're gonna be managers of agents, but
Mm.
the same things apply. Think about it. What's a great manager do? They do many things, but like they set really clear expectations and goals, right? So a manager and their team, their team member, they know what to expect. Oh, guess what? You provide really good feedback. You set context. You provide feedback, and then you delegate effectively, right? So that's how everyone's going to need to be. So I just don't subscribe to this notion that we're going to have a real like people are going to hit a wall. Let's think more creatively about it, right? Let's actually use these entry level folks to do the things that they can uniquely do because they're more facile and more comfortable with this technology more so than anyone else almost in the company. So that's kind of my aspiration, my hope, and my advice to my 19-year-old son.
I love it. I think that's a really practical advice there, and yeah, I think everyone can learn a bit more from having a reverse mentor, especially when it comes
Yeah.
with new tech and also like new jargon and new sayings and keeping up
Yes,
with
it's
like
true.
pop culture. There, like there's a lot we can learn from younger folks.